Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble dungeon guide, I'm going to take a look at Gnomeregan on a Horde week. Gnomeregan is the hardest dungeon in the game and it has been buffed several times as well, but Horde Leaders are still quite capable of taking it down even at red difficulty. First, let's take a quick look at the Gnomeregan dungeon mechanics. The first boss, Crowd Pummeler, melee cannon attacks and knock player minis off the platform, and yeah, they do. However, flying minis, when they get knocked off the platform, they can just fly back. When ground minis get knocked off the platform, even in some of these gaps, they're just gone. So the main plan for this one is to take this meeting stone and then start attacking it from both sides. With ranged units, Chimera I suppose is the best one. Chimera can just do so many things and it can also recover from being knocked back, but any ranged units really can handle it if you send them from both sides so that the boss can't knock them all down quickly enough. Then there's also these protective devices, Gnomish Harm Prevention Belt, limited time protection, known to attract gnomes if left sitting too long. So these give the minis temporary shield, but also if they're here for a while, then a safe pilot will spawn and from the boss's side and grab them and then start attacking you. So you want to pick these up when you have time to use that, but the main thing is to get this stone and get these attacks from two sides going. The second boss, Electrocutioner 6000, is the most annoying and most difficult boss in all of the dungeons in this game, because you're just going to be swarmed by so many minis. It has rocket towers, so you can't outrange rocket towers, and these rocket towers also have this kind of mist around them that deals elemental damage to your minis. The boss itself deals a whole bunch of elemental damage, so you would kind of want to tank it with something resistant. Even a Quillbore will do, but also Fire Elemental used to be pretty sweet when it could also tank the rocket towers, but nowadays it doesn't do that nearly as effectively. So you need something to take the rocket towers. Sappers with rocket boots is the best option. If they don't have rocket boots, then at least one of the sappers is going to die, because slow sappers just are not fast enough to get underneath of the rocket. But rocket boot sappers, even if they're one-on-one against tower, they will be able to hit the tower. Gargoyle is another fine one. It's also armored, so it does pretty good job here. If you don't have rocket boots on your sappers, you probably want to use a gargoyle. And once you get both towers, you really have to get some towers here. Then you want to attack the boss and use a resistant tank to turn the boss around and then get some damage on it from behind. For example, Chimera can be very strong, but resistant tanks are the key to getting to the boss. And if you win the second map, you have basically won the dungeon, because Mekgineer Thermaplugg is not much of a boss. Control switches to summon walking bombs for big damage. Thermaplugg has this shield here, so Thermaplugg takes very little damage otherwise, but there will be walking bombs coming over here or coming over here, depending on who is going to break through these switches. Switches cannot be claimed by flying, so you can claim them with ground troops and you can claim them with spells. You're just trying to keep minis on both sides of the map at all times, so that whenever these spawn, you get to destroy them immediately. So just go back and forth and always send miners whenever possible, because there's plenty of gold here to mine and it's all very close to your base. And yeah, Thermaplugg is just a game of whack-a-mole basically, and then that's Gnomeregan. So all Horde Leaders are quite similar, and this is my army for Horde. There's one difference for Sneed, I'll get to it in a moment. So I'm using Goblin Sappers, so that on the second map Sappers can take me some towers. And if Sappers are low, like here, level 20, going against 22, 23, then they need a little bit of support, and Wellbecks are here to provide that support, dropping those Wellbecks after the Sappers and boom, just taking the tower. And then I have Witch Doctor over here. I have Footman as a tank, also capable of split pushing in all of the maps. Really useful ability for this dungeon. I have Pyromancer, and then I have Plague Farmer. Plague Farmer with that poison, really good at dealing damage. When it gets a little bit of time on a boss, then it just starts racking up that damage. For Sneed, Sneed doesn't have all the same slots, so for Sneed I'm using a Darkspear Troll instead of the Pyromancer. But for Cairne and Grom, it's this army, and Sneed is 5 minis the same. And this is what the army looks like in action. Alright, opening up with Sneed and the Crowd Pummeler. And Sneed, because Sneed gets extra gold when Sneed or these minis take chests, meeting stones or towers, then if you have Sneed in your opening hand, sending Sneed to that chest is super, super good, because that's going to give you a little bit of extra income. But do be wary, as you can see, the targeting reticle is approaching the meeting stone now, so yeah, some of those minis are going to be thrown aside. Boom. Yep. Lost some minis there, but overall it's not too bad. I'm trying to get the meeting stone, and now that I have the meeting stone, then I start to mine. I can also split push a little bit with footmen and get some of these ranged DPS minis from both sides, and basically that's it. That's going to kill the boss. And sometimes you need to defend, sometimes you don't have to. If there's like individual single save pilots or stuff, you can just let the base handle them. But now there, for example, there happens to be save pilot plus friends, so that could have been a problem, but I just had so much damage here that boom, boss went down. The first boss is sort of warm up in Gnomeregan anyway, because this is the real boss. And yeah, this one is super annoying. So typically I try to take towers here as quickly as I can, or at least take one tower as quickly as I can. Sometimes I'm able to grab one right at the start, although here that actually is failing a little bit, because I didn't manage to kill the gnome. And then try to defend. So it's quite rare actually that you would have the sappers, or you might need sappers plus Welbex all in your opening hand. So often you first need to defend, and then you grab a tower, and then you try to grab the second tower. That's typically the plan here. But here I was able to attack the tower first, and then sappers not quite high enough level to actually take it. But then together with Welbex they are taking the towers. And alright, this actually goes incredibly smoothly so far. I have the towers, but even at this point it's possible to lose the towers. So typically if you get to this point, then you want to start getting a steady stream of minis through the middle, so that you would be able to grab that chest as often as you can. And then try to distract the boss and try to get some of these poison minis to deal damage to it. So I don't have Quillbore in this specific army. I could use Quillbore if my sappers weren't so low, that instead of Welbex for example, then I could Quillbore and then get damage in from the Plague Farmer and from the Darkspear Troll, but here I need the Welbex anyway, so dropping some Welbex, dropping some Footmen, trying to get the poison from the other side, try to keep stuff growing through the middle. That's pretty much the plan overall here. Right now I don't have anything coming through the middle though. And I'm also not able to get enough of a distraction, so we're chipping in some damage to the boss here. But that can be a little awkward, because the boss has so much stuff coming at you that it's completely possible to lose both towers even when after you have taken them. So I'm trying to get to a better position here, if I at all can. Now grabbing the chest, alright, I have a chance to get some footmen in, then get some poison, and now I need the eggs. Now I need the eggs. Too bad that I lost the troll in the middle. But eggs, so that the Plague Farmer gets a little bit of time on the boss. Yes, that's what I want. That's what I want. Now the Plague Farmer got a bit of time on the boss, but again, not quite enough. But so far so good, sort of. We're still getting that chip damage into the boss. The base is healthy. Everything is looking quite alright. Just trying to do it again. I'm trying to get those footmen. They take Bossy's attention. Get a Plague Farmer out there. Get some eggs out there. Just a combination of these multiple forces attacking. And then that will take a lot of time from the boss. Plague Farmer gets a lot of damage in. And now we're getting somewhere. Because now the damage is really ticking, and boom, the boss goes down. And making a Thermaplugg isn't much of a challenge. It's just whack-a-mole. Oh, one side go, another side go, once, and my mouse hand slipped over there. I was trying to scratch my back, I think, with my other hand, and then the hand went over there a little bit, and then all the footmen went there instead of split pushing. Well, be that as it may, doesn't really matter. But anyway, here we go. We're still going to be fine. Now we're also split pushing with the footmen the way I want to do it. So footmen, I can send footmen on both sides, because you're just trying to cover the board with your stuff, so that you will have stuff all over the place, so whenever those switches spawn, then your minis would be the ones that are destroying the switches. That's what you want to do. And mine whenever you can. It is possible to lose this. I have sometimes lost individual fights on this. Over yesterday and today that I've been practicing with Horde, though I did not manage to lose this single time. I got close to losing once. You're actually going to see that in this video as well, because that happened to be one of the higher level clears. But I still didn't actually manage to lose. It's just Stuff on the left side, stuff on the right side, stuff on the left side, stuff on the right side. Mine, 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 mine. Remember to send some stuff. And Whelbex can be useful here. The boss has Molten Giant in its army. Sometimes it doesn't play it at all. Typically, if it plays the Molten Giant, it plays at the start, and then it might get into a rhythm where it keeps using the Molten Giant. But if it doesn't get to play it at the start, then typically the boss doesn't have time to save the gold to play a Molten Giant. But if it plays a Molten Giant, the Whelbex are actually super nice here, because you can only claim the switches with ground troops or with spells. You can't claim them with flying troops. But Whelbex can still be very useful in killing some of the enemies, particularly that Molten Giant, sometimes also a Prowler. So even though Whelbex cannot get those switches for you, you should not underestimate them. They are still a capable unit for this one. My split push failed a little bit because all of the footmen were so incredibly interested in going after the safe pilot. Be it as it may, the boss, it goes down. Then let's go in with Grom, this time into a 23, so we're at minus 2.7 levels. I usually try to take weak relics for the guides, so that I wouldn't be carried too much by the relics, but here I picked up one strong relic, which is the Heart of Fire. And I'm going to make good use of that Heart of Fire in order to be able to clear Gnomeregan at minus 2.7. Because, I don't know, with no help from the relics, minus 2.7 just might be too much. I also managed to pick up a lifesteal relic for the second boss on this run, but this army is not built to use the lifesteal relic. But I could have, of course, now that I know the lifesteal relic is coming, I could have built around something like Fire Elemental, for example, or an Abomination, so that then I would be able to make good use of the lifesteal relic and win just through that. But that's not what this army is about. This is just your standard army getting a little bit more DPS from the Heart of Fire. Specifically, some ways that I use it in second map are really important. But here we go. The first boss should be rather trivial, although now we have that Mekgineer is dangerous, because as you can see it's dealing a lot of damage. I'm sending Grommash, because Grommash's mirror images have taunt, which means that once Grommash engages and summons those mirror images, then the Mekgineer is going to stop attacking my base. I really wanted it to stop attacking the base as soon as possible. Here we go, blasting. Flying units cannot claim meeting stones, so I just allowed the Griffin Rider with the shield to go past. The shield is going to be gone before the Griffin Rider reaches the base, so it shouldn't be able to deal too much damage to the base. It actually did surprisingly much, even though it only got 2 hits in. But sometimes. So it's actually not looking that great for me. Because my base is almost dead. And my base is looking as bad as the boss is. Well, we'll see about that. I'm trying to drop some eggs, and I think I have a pretty good attack coming right now, so I might be able to just kill the boss there before my base goes down. Sometimes you have to decide, okay, now it's time to rush and not defend. And boom, we take the victory on that one. Then the second boss at minus 2.7, but I have the Heart of Fire. I also now have the Lifesteal Relic, but I don't really have an army that would make good use of it, so it's not going to be that meaningful. I'm sacrificing that Kobold, and I'm sacrificing that Kobold precisely because I have Heart of Fire. So someone is going to pick up that crystal and deal double damage, and in this case that someone is going to be a Goblin Sapper. So I'm forming these crystals in front of the towers so that my Goblin Sappers will be able to pick them up, and then they will be able to take down the tower. Well, if they were higher level, they would be able to take down the tower anyway, but because they're low level, they cannot. And now, I just saved 3 gold right there. I didn't have to use Whelbex, and I was still able to take the tower. So, that's the plan over there. And we're trying to fight a little bit for the middle, but I think we're going to lose the chest. And win the chest, please. Go, 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 go. Yes, we actually won the chest. That was actually super important. And now I'm just trying to get a little bit of strength here. Trying to defend, get through the middle, and then again, we have those Hearts of Fire. Boom, boom. Even though my Sappers are low level, Heart of Fire allows them to take it. So at minus 2.7, it starts to get to a point where you really need support from relics if you want to beat Gnomeregan. Obviously, with the lifesteal building around Fire Elemental, building around Abomination, just having those go through, it could be possible to do even higher levels. Then you would have to realize, okay, I'm going to get this relic, and then adjust your team specifically for that one relic. But this is now just my basic team, but with Heart of Fire giving me more damage, allowing me to actually take those towers fairly easily. And now we get to the point where I have the towers, so I start pushing from both sides, I start pushing with the eggs, just a lot of targets for the Electrocutioner, so it needs to shoot here and it needs to shoot there, and it keeps turning around. That's the plan. And here often it's really important that at some point you may need to stop defending. So at some point, typically in overtime, you're going to sacrifice one of the towers and just push from one of the towers and unbounce. Typically that's going to happen eventually, because it's super hard to survive all the pressure that the Electrocutioner got put on you. But here we're doing those unbounds. Footmen, some poison. And now we're starting to get to a position, but it's still 40 seconds until overtime. So I'm a little bit uncertain at this point. Should I just push, or should I still try to grab the towers? I think maybe I should still try to fight for the towers, because it's not overtime. I'm not getting that much code income yet. And yeah, Mekgineer. Even with a Pyromancer blasting at that bear. Look at that. +3 levels, and it almost killed my base. Anyway, not much time left. I'm losing both towers. That's super bad news. So I'm trying to send some sappers, but that fails. But the boss is very, very low. So if I can defend, I can potentially kill the boss from here with just Whelpegs. That's what I'm trying to do. Send Whelpegs and try to defend. Maybe try some sappers, but Whelpegs, they got the job done. Phew. The boss goes down, and only the easiest boss remaining. So Mekgineer, Thermaplugg, we're going on one side, we're going on another. The Prowler start is one of the more annoying starts, because Prowler is so incredibly fast. It's really difficult to prevent the Prowler from attacking the switches, and then you start from back foot a little bit, and yeah, anyway, this should be fine. We're mining. I sent the miner on the opposite side from the Prowler, but now, those Prowlers, and they're so fast. So, yep, and now safe pilots, whoopsie doopsie. Yeah, that's not good. I managed to lose a whole bunch of switches right there at the start. But that said, I'm split pushing with the footmen. Now Ogre Mages. Ogre Mages are strong against footmen, so that's not great, and Thermaplugg also decided to kill the entire right side. And Ogre Mage is just killing everybody. And now it's going to get that. Ooh, it got that switch too. And then there's a Prowler. So, admittedly, things are not looking too good here right now. I'm taking a lot of damage. Prowlers and Ogre Mages are ruling the world. And safe pilots too, and they are coming. Endless stream. Endless stream of those enemies is arriving. Trying to get the Ogre Mage with the Whelpegs, but the Whelpegs are too many levels below it, so they don't actually kill it. And alright. Pyromancer just barely delivering. I'm far behind at the moment, but all I need is to find my rhythm. You can actually come back from quite a bit behind in this one, if you can at some point find the rhythm so that your minis are going in the right order against the opponent's minis, and then you're just going to start getting those switches and you're going to start winning the encounters. And I believe that's still possible. Even though I lose a couple of switches here, there's that Prowler coming, but now I have the Footmen, so the Footmen are going to tank the Prowler. That's gonna be fine. I have the other side under control. I have some DPS on this side. Looks okay. Safe pilot, but it didn't break any switches, so it's good. Alright. We're definitely turning a corner here. Even though we can't afford many more mistakes. But yeah, that was beautiful. We managed to get that with the Plague Farmer just before the safe pilot arrived. And it's a win. Okay, I think we can split from here. Where are the chickens going? Chickens are going this way, so we send some anti-chicken troops. Oh, the chickens got the... That's really bad because now the Witch Doctor is completely wasted. Because it only tries to shoot at the chicken that has the shield. This still shouldn't be that bad. Miner over there, and then I need to get a bit of power here to support. Oh no, the footmen are in the wrong spot. Ouch. Well, the losses were surprisingly minor. We can do it with this push, we don't have to defend anymore. I can send these out there too. Whee! Wow. Okay. Let's see about that electric justice then. I'll go with some electric justice. No, I messed it up. I actually managed to mess it up. Ah, well, no, I guess that's a loss then. Not necessarily, we might still be able to. We can split here. If those footmen just, like, why are you not splitting? You are trying to split, why did you stop? Now one of these can die. We'll still get that tower. Okay. Alright, well, we managed to get that tower. So from that perspective we're fine. The troll is also so damaged that it's not a threat to the base. Just getting some gold together. Then at the right moment we send some troops. And we can mine there a little. Oh no, but I will lose the chest in the middle, which is not good. I need a little bit of time, Go, 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 go. Alright, like that. But is it going to come up? Nope. I figured it might not. That's unfortunate. A little bit of splitting here, and now these can be sent. This can be sent in. Go, 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 go. And once we get the eggs, pow. I need the X because I'm underleveled. Obviously, sappers do win towers if sappers are at the same level as the tower. But because my sappers are 2 levels below, which is just the amount when sappers are no longer able to take a tower. Now we have a good thing going here. We have eggs, we have the push. Coming from multiple sides. The poison. Send more, send more, send more. And eggs soon, eggs. Here come the eggs. Looks a little bit more poison after the eggs, and I thought I was going to be able to do this. Come on, come on, come on. I should be able to do it in this time. Now it's supper time. Boom. Alright. Alright, here we can split some of these. Some miners out there. Eggs are still good here. Against the giant. Because even though eggs can't break these, whatever bats they are, they can fight against the giant. Unless, of course, there happens to be the ogre mage coming in at the same time. Which does hurt. I'm going to have to send them, miner over here. Stuff against the ogre mage over there. Yes. And then eggs to fight against the giant again. Pyromancer to help the eggs survive. Yes. And we are starting to stabilize. We can keep splitting the footmen here, so we get presence on both sides. Mine whenever you can. Split the footmen again. This footmen against ogre mage is not the most fun matchup ever. They will manage. All right. In the clear. Then again, this map should never usually be lost. I have lost individual fight. I don't think I've ever lost this 3 times in a row, so that would have actually failed. But yeah, individual losses do happen even on this one. Gandalf yells the kobold. Pow. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.